Life happens, and we cannot control the way life happens. And sometimes there are big things that happen, sometimes there are small things that happen. Sometimes the smallest little thing can push us over the edge.
Welcome to the StayiN Wild and Well podcast. My name is Rin, and my greatest accomplishment is being alive. Here we talk about life's journey, the ups, the downs, the in-betweens, all things mental health, body, mind, and spirit. We share wild stories and keeping your wild alive while staying well.
This is video number 7? Yes, number 7. I recorded 4 podcast videos last week to prepare me for this week. I batch my podcasts because it gives me more time. I'm in the process of writing a book right now. I have clients. I have multiple jobs. There's a lot going on. So I like to just batch them so I have some more time. I brought my little card to my laptop. I opened it up and I'm like, why is everything in slow mode? Why can't I hear my voice? I recorded everything in slow mode in all the videos. I spent an entire day at studio and none of them worked. And lucky for me, I was in a really good space. It sucked, but I was in a really good space. And I'm like, you know what? This is not the messages. These are not the videos that I was supposed to put out into the world. Thank you, universe, for whatever reason this happened, because I'm sure the messaging now is going to be better. But my point is, you guys, is that sometimes a little thing like that can push you over the edge. When life has continuously, consecutively happened and it's been one thing after another, it is easy for us to begin to stack what we are going through and feel overstimulated. And today what we are talking about in connection to life happening is that overstimulation. If you are watching this video, I can guarantee that you are the type of person that cares about your well-being. You dive into personal development. Not only that, but you probably have been the type of person for years that have put yourself last. You don't give 100%, you give 210% when it comes to the things that you do. You may be a bit of a perfectionist. You overly care. Things matter to you. And the challenge with being the type of person that always puts yourself last and puts people before can be, beautiful on the outside. But over time, that overstimulation, whether that be in a year, whether that be 2 years, whether you've been doing that for 20 plus years, begins to stack within you to the point where little things like videos not working out or spilling your coffee on your way out of the house, like little things will set you off. Your child being sick or doing something and you explode and then you feel guilty, but it's because you're overstimulated. It could be years of overstimulation that has been built, or it could be a month's worth or a week's worth. And that is what we're going to dive into. How does overstimulation, when we are done, start to show up in our body? And I want to express this to you because a lot of the times when these feelings start to show up within us, we could start to wonder, what's wrong with us? Are we depressed? What are we feeling inside? Why is this happening? I want this to be explained to you today so that you can understand that you're not broken. There is nothing wrong with you, and you may not actually be going through the depression that you think you are. It might simply be that you are overstimulated. When we are overstimulated, like I mentioned, small things can begin to set us off because we have had so much going on that our brains cannot take anymore. When we are feeling overstimulated, we might start to retreat. We don't want to go to the events that we used to go to. We don't want to hang out in the group settings with all our friends like we used to. We want to spend a lot of time alone by ourselves. You might be an avid gym goer. You might go to the gym Monday to Friday. You might have a community of in the sports industry. You might have community in like a writing or a book club, a running club. Like you might be a part of community and you're feeling like you just don't want to go and you've always enjoyed it. the type of conversations that you've had. Maybe it's deep spiritual, intellectual conversations. Maybe it's political conversations. Maybe the conversations are in a writing group. Maybe the conversations are video games that you like to play and you like to have conversations about them. For whatever reason, the conversations that you normally have that you get so inspired by just aren't doing it for you, and you don't have the bandwidth or the energy to have those conversations. You are indecisive about the things you want to do. I kind of want to go out for dinner with my friend, but not really. I kind of want to go for a walk. That doesn't feel really good. Maybe I'll just read. You start to read. No, this isn't it. I'm going to watch a movie. This movie's boring. Next. Like, you cannot find place within yourself. Everything feels indecisive when it comes down to what you're trying to do. Food may not feel great. You're not really hungry. Your appetite's not there. You don't really want to cook, and you don't have the energy to order it. You kind of just wish that you took the Magic Jetsons pill and you ate and you were filled up and you were good to go. Like, the energy for basic things is not there. This is all forms of feeling overstimulated. And then you might think, maybe I just need to do something like different. Maybe I need to do something I love. Maybe I need to travel. You start to look at things and places and where you could go, but nothing feels exciting. Nothing feels exciting. It's just too much energy. Your friend is like, let's go to the spa. What you could really use, you've gone through a lot, what you really could use is like a day at the spa. Let's go to the spa. But the thought of putting on your bathing suit, the thought of getting in the car, the thought of driving to the spa, even though it sounds beautiful, feels like it's too much. Now, you can see how all of these things could almost look like you're in a depressive state, not hanging out with the friends that you used to, not really interested in the conversations, the indecisiveness that you're feeling. You can't really decide what you want to do. Food, like, you just don't really want to eat. You just wish you could just be full. Like, all these layers could also very much represent feelings of depression. But as you're feeling this, there usually is a difference inside. Like, you still have that joy within you. It might be muted, but you kind of feel okay. You're just like in a weird funk, where when we're feeling depressed, there's really deep feelings of hopelessness. Within the feelings that I'm describing to you today, you are not feeling hopeless. You're just feeling in a bit of a funk. You might be very emotional as well. You might be crying, you might be angry, you might be snappy. And all of this happens because we are overstimulated. You might want to cry and you can't cry. And then that's scary. Like, what's wrong with me? Why can't I cry? I feel like I need to cry, but I can't cry. I don't want to do anything. Like, these feelings can feel really uncomfortable inside of you. But if you have spent years of your life giving back to everybody and not taking care of you, functioning on 210% when the average person functions on 80 or 50 or 40 or 20, whatever they can give, but you've always been at that 210%, eventually our bodies and minds start to get tired. If you've gone through a lot of trauma and a lot of hardship, and it's just been one after another that you've been trying to navigate, your body and mind are tired. When we can't cry, it's often a defense mechanism when our body is kind of shutting down to preserve and protect us, to just internalize. So I don't want you to look at this overstimulation as a bad thing, but instead as signs of your body speaking to you, your body talking to you and saying, hey, we need a little time for ourselves. We need to retreat. And it isn't necessarily doing things like going to the spa or going to that group that you always have where you feel good with the energy that surrounds you. Sometimes it is just allowing yourself to show up in whatever capacity you can, in a state of flow. Maybe you only did read 2 pages of the book and put it down because it wasn't it. Maybe you then turned on the TV and watched a little bit and nope, didn't do it for you. Maybe you had to take a nap. Just showing up where you are and removing judgment. Removing judgment until you can regain that energy. If that means that you have to spend time away from friends and family for a little bit because you are in a state of collecting, that is okay. Sometimes our brains just need to shut off. And I have been in a state of overstimulation in my life where it was, I don't really want to go for the walk. I don't want to do anything, but then I force myself to go for the walk and I don't listen to music. I don't call anyone on the phone. I just allow my mind to be silent. I've sat on the couch and just didn't put on TV, didn't have music on, just allowed the silence to calm my body. When we are going through a state of overstimulation, we need to nurture ourselves. We need to give care to ourselves. We need silence sometimes. We sometimes need to just allow ourselves to show up in whatever strange way we show up, and we need to hold grace for ourselves. Now, obviously, you don't want to stay in this state of overstimulation forever. But the best thing that you could do for yourself is start to look at the things that are going on within your life, and are there things that you can remove that aren't priority, so that you can start to invite in some of that self-care that won't necessarily feel good at first, but little by little will start to feel better. Not to overload yourself. Oh, I need to go to the bath. I need to go to the bath. I need to take a bath. I need to journal. I need to watch this podcast. I need to go to this therapy session. I need to do X, Y. That is too much when you are overstimulated. Choose one thing and lean into that. Maybe it is going for a 5-minute walk every single day, and you just push yourself to get out there, even though it doesn't feel great, but you just need the silence and the calm of the nature and no noise. Maybe it's making yourself a nourishing breakfast and sitting with no distraction and allowing yourself to be nourished and to be present with your food. Maybe it's silently listening to music and just laying there and not forcing a meditation, not having to do anything just right and just perfect, just listening to that calm music to invite that sense of calm within your body. If you're going through overstimulation, you just need nurture. You do not need self-judgment. You do not need to beat yourself up. The point of today's video is to describe to you what overstimulation might feel like. Maybe you need to share this with somebody who's going through something similarly. Maybe this is exactly what you needed to hear, and now you know you need to make steps to calm that nervous system down because you've gone through a lot, or you have lived on that level of 210% most of your life. It's one step. It starts with one step to bring that sense of calm. And then you could add in a separate one as the nervous system is starting to come down. But the most important thing that you need to take away today is that we need to nurture ourselves. We need to listen to our bodies before it pipes up in that overstimulation, and offer ourselves the grace and compassion that we need as we're moving through challenging times. You can only show up in the capacity that you have and that you can. And if you're showing up in a way that you're not really proud of, it is okay. Let's start with one step and allow the rest to follow. And if you can't take the one step, let's start with one breath. And that one breath can lead into the one step, and then the one step into two, and allow yourself to flow with exactly where you are.